Hey there. Welcome to the Horror Globe, where we do an international view on horror. And again, I have my guest host here, my son. My daughter is actually just out of frame. She's relaxing and playing Heyday. Today we're going to talk not about just a movie, but we're going to talk about something that is near and dear to our hearts that unfortunately is gone. On September the 7th, 2001, me, along with a lot of eagerly anxious horror fans, waited for the night that Scream, the channel here in Canada, would pretty much would start. I remember waiting for hours. There were two channels that I was waiting for that would become very important in my life for a few years. One was Scream, the other one was Drive-In. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about those channels, specifically Scream, but a little bit about Drive-In channel as well. Now, personally, when Scream started, it was a horror fan's wet dream. Scream was one of those channels that showed pretty much everything. When it started, I think we got to see its first starting movie was Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And it kind of went from there. This was where my love for Boris Karloff's Thriller was reinvigorated as they started showing that on a regular basis. This is where Black Christmas would come on at on Christmas Eve, and that would start the watching of Black Christmas on Christmas Eve every year for us.
Yeah.
And a lot of other traditions as well. Now, you want to say some stuff?
Don't want to say well, but I wasn't there for the launch because obviously I was 6 years old. But every day before school in elementary school, I would get up in the morning and watch probably about an hour of a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Yeah, they used to show a lot of those back then.
Yeah, that's the only reason I've seen all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, actually, even though we had the set. I never watched them on DVD. Every morning I would just get up and put on that or Mona the Vampire. But, you know,
Yeah.
I was kid, but
It was great for that. And the thing, you found a lot of stuff that you probably hadn't watched before. I probably watched my first Cop and Joe movie on the Scream channel. Not original, not like back when it came out back in the day. Like I would like to actually say it, but I didn't. And a lot of the Jean Rollin stuff that I hadn't seen, I actually got to see for the first time on Scream. There was a lot of the foreign films. They used to show something called Exhumed. Now, Scream, when it started, had 3 horror hosts, and it worked extremely well. They had Ido Van Belkom, who was a Canadian horror writer, and he really knew his stuff. They had, I'm sorry, I do not remember the names of the other 2 people, but I know there was a girl. She was kind of hip and cool, and she knew her horror. And there was a third girl, and she did a lot of characters. She did a character, I think, named Tiffany. That was kind of, and she did a dominatrix type character, and there's a schoolgirl character. And they were the horror hosts pretty much for about the first 6 months to a year, I think, until at the end, I think it was just the blonde girl doing doing 3 like different characters,
yeah.
and the other 2 more serious hosts were taken out. You remember the host, right?
Yeah, I remember. I remember specifically the guy a lot.
Yeah, Ido Van Belkom was the guy that did a lot of stuff afterwards. If you ever watched the movie, it's a documentary on horror films in Canada. It may be called Nightmare in Canada, something like that. And anyway, you will see Ido Van Belkom promptly in that film because they talk to him a lot. And you kind of get the feeling of this type of vibe he put off for Scream. Scream was a great, great channel. And it was always one of my favorites. And now as Halloween comes upon us again, I bemoan the loss of the horror channel. Canada has no horror channel. In 2009, actually Scream was getting 1 million viewers, and in 2009 they got hit and changed for some unknown reason to Dusk. And Dusk was horrible.
Yeah.
Dusk took all the horror of Scream and just left a little bit like a suspense thriller to make it more palatable for the male and female audience. Just gonna make sure this is working right here. Yep, it is. I gotta move it over because I can't see the timer. Move over, dude.
I never watched Dusk. I can honestly say, after it changed to Dusk, I never watched that channel. I never even put it on.
and that's the killer part. They redubbed the channel, but in 2004 they had over 1 million viewers. They actually did a Scream video on demand channel to go along with the other channel because this channel was so popular at this point. It's one of the most popular channels that Corus had. But when Corus sold out a lot of stuff to ABC, Dusk was done, and Dusk was done for a reason. In my opinion, Dusk was done to kill the channel.
Yeah.
They couldn't kill the popularity of the channel at the time. They wanted to make it water it down enough that nobody would watch it. They couldn't do that with the Scream moniker. They did it with the Dusk moniker, and that literally killed the channel. And lo and behold, another ABC branded channel came in called ABC Sparks, which is basically another ABC Family channel.
Yeah.
And horror was lost. Meanwhile, just a while before that, the Drive-In channel and Sex TV, which were two channels at the time, were lost. Drive-In showed a lot of really cool stuff. I think it was Friday or Saturday nights would be a horror marathon, and there'd be a lot of cool stuff. Now, I recently got the Dark Shadows box set, and if you watched the videos of my channel, you've probably seen that. Not Dusk, God, they show nothing. The Drive-In channel actually showed the popular cult Canadian horror supernatural soap opera that lasted 194 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember what that is?
Strange Paradise, was it called?
Strange Paradise. So with actor Colin Fox, if any of you know him, he did a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows, and he was in, if you're like sci-fi shows and stuff like that, he was in Sci Factor, one of the boss guy. This was a very cool show, very different, atmospheric, and actually, I got to say, it was done pretty much on the cheap, but it's one of those addictive shows. I would love to get the set of that to come out sometime.
Yeah.
There's no way it's ever going to come out in the capacity that Dark Shadows did, unfortunately.
Well,
Yeah.
we're talking about capacity. That thing's huge over there.
Well, yeah, but there's only 194 episodes for Strange Paradise, so it'll be easy for them to do it. And Colin Fox is still around, so talk to some of the actors that acted in the show originally. And I would love, if I had the money and the time to do something like this. I'm doing business, so who knows? Maybe one of these days, I'm going to come across a place or a time when I can work in acquisitions for a film. That's would be the ideal job for me, is to work with a film company or film organization in acquisitions, in getting films and programs put onto Blu-ray and DVD. And sadly, with the more lean towards digital, that dream of mine is seeming like less and less of a possibility, unless I can find a really niche company, and I would really love to do something like that. Because at this point, I couldn't start up on my own without this, because there's just so many idiots going digital. Sorry, but that's the truth.
Nobody cares about Red Ray. Nobody cares.
Too many people are just turning on their Netflix or their Hulu Plus, and thank you for killing any chance. If you're digital, thank you for killing any chance that anybody has at getting something that's not completely freaking mainstream. Seriously, I mean, one of the things that irks me the most is when somebody I pick up Dark Shadows, or somebody picks up Murder She Wrote, or a show like that. So I bought the complete series, and someone comes back with, that's on Netflix. Yeah, it's on Netflix for this week, or this month, or maybe for this year. Programming licenses go. Movies and shows go on leave Netflix on a daily basis. The complete Stephen J. Cannell collection, which was on Netflix, by the way, when I first originally got Netflix. 21 Jump Street, Silk Stockings, all those shows. Remember those shows on Netflix? Want to go look for them? Okay, good, because they're not there. How did this turn to digital rent?
I don't know.
Yeah, but it did, didn't it? Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, speaking of digital rent, I completely...
From 2001 to 2009, we had Scream.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Scream channel. Now, if you guys know of any great horror channels, I'm in Canada, so obviously I can't get the United States branded ones without having United States branded, like DirecTV or something like that. However, are there any online horror channels that you may know of? preferably not just a YouTube channel that's showing movies, but an actual online horror channel. I heard there was one called the Monster Channel and such like that. I haven't really checked them out.
Where if anybody also knows where you can find old, I did probably a long shot, but I've been looking for like years now, at least 2 years, for somewhere to watch like at least a day of old Scream channel recording or something. I'd like to be able to find that. If anybody knows where that is, that'd be great.
Yeah, because right now we can only find bumpers.
Yeah.
In between show bumpers for different programming from Scream that some people taped off at the time, but nobody's
print ad
actually
or
done.
whatever.
Like, I would love to find a torrent, because yes, it's the only way to get it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any illegality in the fact that the channel is gone now. But a torrent with the whole day of the Scream channel, stuff like the Cutting Room, which was their own program that they did. I would love to find a complete series of the Cutting Room, where they basically took half an hour, they talked about a horror movie or a franchise, and it was just really cool, really well done, tightly edited. Just a little quick taste of horror that you got in the morning or sometimes late at night. Some of their old foreign films that they showed would be great. I remember when they showed Peter Jackson's Dead Alive, uncut, on TV, around Christmas time, December 16, 2003, 2004. Yeah. It was a great channel. I know you guys in the States, you got Chiller TV. I'm not sure if is that a good channel or not, but I don't think we can get it here in Canada. And I don't want to get a complete American satellite just to get one channel. But if there's a horror channel out there, if there's something online, if there's something you can subscribe to online that actually has a solid schedule, let me know. Put it in the comments down below. I'd love to know. As it comes closer to Halloween, we're here watching movies. I definitely have got enough horror movies to watch, but it would be so nice to see that as horror fans we get some respect and we have something for us. Sirius Radio usually every year does a 10 days of horror thing where they usually play horror music on a certain channel or horror radio shows and stuff like that. So I'll be looking forward to that this year. Hopefully they'll do it. But as for TV shows and stuff like that, Halloween is getting lesser and lesser. So far, I've been gone around to every store, and I've seen a lot of people talking about the Walmart Halloween displays. Well, you know, there hasn't been one here. The only Halloween display that I've seen for DVDs was at Shoppers Drug Mart. That's sad. Anyway, right now, I need a calming influence.
Okay.
And
I can. Do you want me to take it home? Do you want me to roll us on out?
roll something up, because you know what I'm going to do right now.
Yes, I'm going to do the tea thing. So, you've been watching our review. We're all about freaking you out. Think of that while you're remembering the Scream channel.
I like that. Thanks for watching the Horror Globe. At least we're still horror. You put it best there. I know. If you don't know what he's talking about,
That'd be terrible if you did. You watched all this review and then suddenly, what's he talking about? They haven't freaked us out.
YouTube it. Seriously,
Yeah.
YouTube it. Because right now, guys,
Yeah.
there's no Scream, so it's time for
ABC Spark. No, it's
Definitely.
time for hard liquor tea. It's time for tea, and hopefully comments about a horror channel that we can go to.
Thanks, guys. It is time for tea.
Adios.